How you did? This is Darkon633, and today we're taking a look at the first of the second wave of the Titan Returns Deluxes, and that is Chromedome with Stylor. Now, unlike some of the other characters released in the Titan Returns line, both of his names stayed intact, so that's cool that they were able to keep them both intact. Another thing to mention is, this head is mostly based on his IDW counterpart, which isn't really a bad thing since I do kind of like the stylized look of the IDW design for his head, so it's a pretty good change actually. Anyways, we're going to take a look at the box as normal. It's on the standard blister card we've seen with the Deluxes. Has a picture of his vehicle mode here and his head there. Says that he transfers in 12 steps and all the promotions for the other figures, but that's about it, as well as the bio. The main accessories that the figure includes are 2 guns, which are well appreciated, his head obviously, and the stack card, which he's got some pretty decent sets. It's pretty evened out. So that's cool. And now we'll go on to the articulation. The head is on a swivel as normal. Same thing with the other Headmasters and Titan Masters. The head is on a ball joint on its own. He's got ball joints at the shoulders, which have wider range of movement. And he does have another joint as well on the inner part of his shoulder due to transformation. Swivels at the biceps. Single joints at the elbows, which are just about 90 degrees. And his hand can pivot due to transformation, but he has no other points of articulation on his hands. He has a waist swivel, which can go 360. Ball joints at the hips, which have wider range of movement. Swivels at the thighs. Good joints at the knees. And feet can pivot very slightly, but not a whole lot you're going to get with there. So, that's pretty good. Just as a comparison, here he is with Function X1. So he's a pretty good scale there. And then, we'll go on to some of the other features. First, similar to what we've seen with the other figures, you can attach the Target Master on... the Titan Master in the little seat here. So you can let him pilot it as normal. But this one, it's kind of weird to actually attach it, because it doesn't look like you're going to attach it by normal means. You're going to have to play around with it and maybe actually do it in the opposite direction, which is kind of strange, but it is a little different than what we usually see with the others. So now we're going to keep the head off and go on to the transformation. First, we're going to remove the other gun. And similar to what we see actually with the G1 Chromedome, since it's actually pretty close with a few differences, we're going to collapse the hands into the arms there. Bend these outward like this so we can get them out of the way. Open up the legs. It seems like a lot of these Transformers and Titan Returns, you have to open up the legs, so it's kind of a running trend for a lot of these. We're going to put away the feet, but it only sticks out about that much though, so you're not going to put it away that much. Peg these together, and this will form the back of the car. Next, what we're going to do is turn this entire piece around. So now the back piece is shown like that. Turn these around so we can get them into position. Take this piece and bend it fully down. First we're going to push these out of the way, so it looks like this. We're going to bend this and lay it flat, so now it becomes the front of the car. We're going to collapse the back panels here. So I almost got them fully transformed. And then we're going to collapse the sides in order to become the doors. Even though technically not really doors, so you can't open them like normal. And then we're going to collapse the chest panel into the cavity up here, which fits nicely. And before we collapse the canopy, we're actually going to put in Stylor so that he can sit inside the vehicle mode. Some of these actually do not have an ability in order to peg it in like some of the Titan Masters. Some of them have loose fits, similar to what we've seen in Blur. It doesn't really peg in. And then we're going to collapse the canopy and finally form his vehicle mode, which is some kind of futuristic Cybertronian car. It seems like over the different customs and official releases and so on, there isn't a whole lot different what we see with Chromedome. And here's Chromedome fully in his vehicle mode. The vehicle mode is very reminiscent of the G1 counterpart and also obviously the other versions of Chromedome throughout the years, since he really didn't change that much compared to some of the other Transformers through the different depictions of him. He does have 4 plastic wheels, which are this kind of smoky color. So it's a little clear, but not clear enough that it's completely translucent. He does roll pretty decently on the ground, and you can plug the weapons on the top. Basically, you plug this in this way. So it stays in decently. It does pop off quite a bit, though. And you can plug in the other gun like this. So you got like an armed turret on the top. Just as a comparison, here he is next to Function X1 in vehicle mode, and obviously since it is a custom, it's going to have a huge amount of differences, but it does what it needs to do overall. So I think they did a pretty decent job in making a new version of Chromedome. Now, this is actually a really great take on a new version of Chromedome, and it's amazing that after all these years, it seems like Hasbro was avoiding to make Headmasters. They took a really good idea and made really new versions of the characters, and they did a fantastic job transitioning in the Generations line. So I highly recommend picking up Chromedome, especially if you're a character of either maybe in the IDW comics or in the original G1 cartoon. Obviously, those who are more familiar with the Headmaster's cartoon or prefer that version, the Japanese version is definitely the best place to go because it actually has the G1 Headmaster's design head and also the one from the G1 cartoon. But I really like the idea of the IDW head being a lot more stylized than the one from the original cartoon. And since I already have the Function X1, technically that can take place as the standard head, even if it was an official product. Just as a bonus comparison, here he is next to Eject. For those who are fans of the IDW comics, they scaled pretty decently, and I think they did a fantastic job overall. So I highly recommend picking up Chromedome if you're a fan of the character or Headmasters in general. Anyways, please comment and subscribe, and check out Hero Club. Also, please check out Twitter under Darkon633, and please check down the other channels down below. I'll be back with another Transformers review, but for now, I'll be seeing you on YouTube. Bye.